Hey guys, Ryan here. Welcome to my little world of chaos that is my home studio, where I do all my pixel pushing and coffee drinking and mostly just procrastination. I thought I'd take you through the process of the digital painting I was doing through this week. I don't normally record my process simply because I'm quite a slow painter, but because this was intended to be just a quick study, I thought I'd just record that process. Ended up pushing it a little further than intended. So, yeah, enjoy. I'm going to go grab some coffee and I'll chat you through the video. Okay, so with this, I'm approaching things a little differently to how I normally start a painting. I tend to go in with a bit of a kind of pencil type sketch before I start painting over it, but in this case, I just went straight to broad strokes of paint, building up building up the shapes of color that I'm going to be working with. It's a fairly easy set of shapes for this particular piece. You know, the nice thing with digital is that you can easily cut away if, like in this case, I made the head a little too broad, so just bring in the background a bit and carve that away. One of the challenges, I suppose, that I set for myself with this is to stick to a single layer and also a single brush for the most part to see just how far I could take it. And I think just with one brush, I mean, it's easy enough to get a pretty loose, but actually a reasonably detailed sketch as well, just with a single brush. Of course, you can get a pretty hyper detailed piece as well if you make the brush pretty small and you spend a bit more time. But this was initially just meant to be a study and something just very loose. Keep the face as a clear focal point, but everything else sort of around that was going to be just these kind of wild loose strokes. But I kind of changed theme a bit, and here decided that no, I want to push it to be something of a finished piece and put something in the background. So I extended the canvas and figured a kind of blue-green would complement the orange of the monkey quite well. Yeah, and then I'm trying to bring in some sort of cultural elements as well to the pieces I'm doing. So I've got this book on ancient China, and one of the kind of artifacts in there was this gold-coated or bronzish statuette of the Buddha, and behind him had this kind of interesting shape which I'm using here, this sort of flame, almost throne-like thing, which had a very nice weathered texture to it as well, and I thought it would fit quite well behind here. It kind of elevates the status a little bit of the monkey, or makes it look like it's actually sitting on a throne as well. But yeah, because the golden snub-nosed monkey is endemic to China, I wanted to bring in a sort of cultural element of China as well. Well, not something that you would say is specifically Chinese, but because this particular piece comes from there, I thought it'd be a nice one to include. The snub-nosed monkey is, as I said, endemic to China, particularly the forested mountains of central and southwest China. It's an endangered species, and its population is in decline, which is a bit sad. They're quite interesting and beautiful looking creatures, and their nose is quite unusual. They don't have this sort of protruding nose at all, and we're not 100% sure as to why that is. One theory is that it's to reduce the possibility of getting frostbite and such a little just adaptation to the extremely cold climate that they live in. So yeah, going in with a bit more finer detail here. I need to bump up the contrast a little bit, and I think even with the finished piece I need to just strengthen the darks a bit more. I took a break here because my grandfather had arrived to come collect something, so there was a bit of a pause. Yeah, so that's kind of the piece. It definitely changed quite a bit to how I'd intended to do things. It was really just meant to be a quick sort of study. But yeah, I was trying to stream this as well on Twitch, but my hardware is taking a bit of strain, so I'll be upgrading that once my next paycheck comes through. I've just started a new non-art related job, so that'll mean you guys can join me on a live stream while I paint some of the stuff. It's been fun to experiment with that. I have started using, I think at this point I'm still using the same brush. As you can see, it's really much smaller and I'm going quite close. But I do decide to change things up, obviously wanting to push it to a finished place, and the time that it's taking. Some brushes just really speed up your process. So I'm using a brush from Ahmed Alduri. He's got a free pack available on his website. I switched to one of his other brushes for some different textures. And I'm also using some fur brushes from Aaron Blaze. So yeah, that's the piece. Right, so that's that. I do actually want to push this a little bit further because, you know, seeing as it was just meant to be a kind of quick study, I just looked at the reference material as it was and kind of copied that. But now taking it to a more sort of finished place, it needs to have its own kind of me flair to it. So I think I'm going to bring in some sort of facial markings of some nature, maybe some tattoos or scarification, perhaps some jewelry as well. Stuff that's like particular to China, seeing as I'm working with a creature that's from that region. And yeah, we'll see how that goes, and then I'll make prints available of that. I don't want to sell prints of this with it being as it is, simply because of how close it is to the reference. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much to my Patreon subscribers for your continued support through these strange times. It means a lot. Even that $1 a month really makes a difference to me. So thank you. I do hope to be doing more videos of this kind of thing, so let me know if you found it interesting. And yeah, I will let you know as well about Twitch once I'm getting into some sort of regular streaming routine or something and my hardware is a bit more up to scratch. So until then, thank you again, take care, yeah, goodbye.